Hey there guys, Arsenic coming at you with a video here today. I'm going to be using the new Barrow-Dyad Exotics Catalyst Target Lock. You're going to be able to take this build into either the Nether or even the Quarter Blades. Doesn't really matter, it'll work out for you just fine. So as we get into this build, we're going to start off with the exotics first. You're going to see we're of course running Barrow-Dyad, like I said before, with the Target Lock Catalyst, and then the version of Taken Ambition, where as your weapon remains on a single target, the blight generated will increase more and more. And then pairing with Barrow-Dyad, we have Peacekeepers, which will reload stowed SMGs and allow instant ready. But as you fire submachine guns, you'll also get a damage bonus to them with each shot landed. Now, alongside of the exotics, we're going to be using the Prismatic subclass here. We're going to be running it with Knockout just for some nice healing whenever you need to get a melee kill in. And then out of the other four aspects, it doesn't really matter which one you run. I'm running Dranger's Lash right now just for an added way to stun champions and a little bit more crowd control. And then we have the Shield Throw, we have the Suppressor Grenade, and we have Thunder Crash. Thunder Crash is mainly for damage, whereas the Shield Throw and Suppressor Grenade is more for survivability when paired alongside the fragments, not aspects. As we get into the fragments here, we see Fast of Solitude for that severing blast from target upon rapid precision hits that we're going to be using with Barrow-Dyad. And then we have Devotion for a little bit more light transcendence energy. Facet of Protection for more survivability. Then we're going to pair Bravery with our Suppressor Nade. Upon getting a kill with that, we're going to get volatile rounds for our aerial dial frame GL that we're running. And then the power melee hits from the Shield Throw will also grant us Raveling rounds for our Barrow-Dyad. And then Facet of Dawn, because it never hurts to have Radiant on you for that extra damage bonus. Now, after we've taken a look at the subclass, you're also going to want to take a look at the artifact. Champion mods, doesn't really matter what you're running, but just to give a little bit more bonus to our Barrow-Dyad here, I'm going to run Unraveling Orbs for increased chances at getting those Unraveling rounds. And then Vile Weave, when enemies are hit by your tangles, they're going to become severed. So that way you're not just relying on the precision hits. It's going to add for a little bit more survivability when you can just pick up that tangle, throw it at that group of ads so that they deal less damage to you. And then we have Horde Shuttle, which damage on those unraveled targets is going to spawn those threadlings for you, which is going to increase your damage. And then to Shreds, which dealing that sustained damage to severed targets unravels them. Defeating a severed target creates a hotspot of strand energy, granting woven mail to nearby allies for a short duration. That's all just going to build really nicely into the Barrow-Dyad here with all of the sources of sever unraveling that we're going to have for everything going around here. You're going to be making those spots all around the place. And then over in our Tome of Want, just for that extra added little bonus, you're also going to have the unraveling projectiles deal increased damage, especially to severed targets. You're going to get that from engraving to Shreds. And then just the Twisted Horde for bonus threadling damage. That is going to deal sever. And then strand weapons deal increased damage to strand debuff targets, just further increasing that damage even more. Now, even without the artifact here, these artifact perks are a bonus, but it's not going to be completely necessary, because with the prismatic build that we have going on here, we're still going to have decent sources of all the unraveling and strand that you're going to need. So even after this season, this build is still going to be usable. Now, getting into what the gameplay of this build is going to look like, it's going to be both an ad clear and a damage build. It's especially useful in the Nether when you have the yellow bar enemy spawning during the events, which you're going to need some damage for. Barrow-Dyad's nice at getting that. Not even Peacekeepers isn't even necessary for that, mainly just having the target lock plus the blighted attacks really just take care of them easily. But how it's going to work is you're going to be using your grenade to be able to get volatile rounds. I'm running Velocity Baton with Repulsor Brace, just with those volatile rounds. We're going to use that and we're going to get a nice little overshield from that. And then, like I said before, with the Shield Toss, you're going to pair that with the Barrow-Dyad for unraveling rounds just to get a little bit more damage off of there, as well as the sever decrease in the damage that the enemies are going to deal to you. Just making it a little bit easier to survive as you go throughout these activities. So, basics of the build is that when you have your barricade popped, right, you're going to get a little bonus reload speed, and then as you're dealing damage with the weapon, you're going to spawn those Blighted Seekers that when you reload and you proceed to shoot, they're going to fire out. Those, as you'll see later on, when they hit the bosses, they'll activate the Peacekeeper damage perk for you, going up pretty high in the stacks there. So it's going to immediately increase the damage that your Barrow-Dyad is hitting with that. And then after that, let's say you get a kill with your grenade, you're going to get volatile rounds, shoot them. You get repulsor brace to proc, you get a nice little overshield, as well as with the melee, that'll give you an overshield on hits. And then upon getting a kill with the melee, you'll get unraveling rounds, which unraveling rounds, when paired with our artifact, is going to go ahead and give you, when you see here, damaging unraveled targets with that weapon occasionally spawns a threadling. So in doing that, you're going to spawn threadlings, which are going to increase your damage even more. And then of course you have your thunder crash just to get that nice big chunk of boss damage in. Hey guys, as we go along in these next few Court of Blade activities in the Expert Nether that I'm going to be showcasing with the build, I just wanted to point out a few things. First, with the fact of the amount of Transcendence energy that you're going to be getting, you're going to be able to have Prismatic procced almost as often as you want. Just going through with the amount of light energy that you're generating from the abilities alongside of the area denial frame, and then the damage that Barrow-Dyad outputs alongside the Sever and Unraveling, those all working together to give you a whole bunch of dark Transcendence energy. And like I said, you'll be able to have Prismatic popped almost as often as you need for the bonus damage as well as damage resistance. As we go through these activities, you're going to see how strong Barrow-Dyad and this build can be, both for ad clear and for boss damage. So yeah, hope you guys enjoy it.
father isn't yours to keep, Ares. And your little throne world isn't as secure as you think.